Hello, freaks. Welcome to Clue. This is a logical, investigative board game that turned into a video game, and I thought it would be fun to go through and show you maybe some tips, maybe some tricks, just the way that I play. I have a feeling that this is going to be a regular game on this channel, and I do play with a few people. Right now, I'm just going to play with an AI, and then we're just going to go through the ropes and the rules and just show you some ways that I figure things out. Normally I play with 6. The last time I played with 6 though, that game lasted over 30 minutes and I don't want that to happen. So with that, we'll go ahead and just begin. Welcome to the mansion where apparently everyone gets murdered. I guess the backstory is that we've had a dinner party and then all of a sudden there was a murder. So even though I'm only playing 3 people, 6 suspects are still eligible to be picked. We have all of the weapons and all of the rooms as well. Oh, I get to go first. Cool. So that'll give me a few minutes to talk. So when you start at the very beginning, 1 suspect, 1 weapon, and 1 room is pulled from the pack, and that's what we saw just earlier. Then the pack is completely shuffled and dealt out to everyone. So I have 6, Mustard has 6, and Scarlet has 6. Okay, I forgot. We're playing 3 people. So everybody's going to have the same number of cards. If you play 4 or 5, everybody's going to have different numbers of cards because they don't really divide up evenly. The only way for you to make a turn is if you land in a room. So I'm going to roll the dice, and you want to try and figure out the room first. There are so many rooms, and you're limited to which rooms you can go into, that's probably your number 1 priority. So let's roll and see where we can go. We rolled an 8, which essentially means that we can go in any room whatsoever. So if you can go into any room, pick a room that you don't have. So anything that without the line crossed through it, and usually stick to these corners. And the reason being is because these corners will allow you to go diagonally between other rooms. I'm going to just stick with the kitchen. So the other thing is you then want to try and figure out, okay, do you want to figure out suspects first or do you want to figure out weapons? Usually the computer figures out suspects first. So I'm going to let them do that and I'm going to try and figure out the weapon. So the one that you don't want to figure out, you want to pick something that you have. So for instance, I can either pick Scarlet or Plum. I'm going to pick myself because a lot of people pick themselves anyway. And then I'm going to pick a dagger. So I'm going to submit what's called a rumor. So this rumor is that I'm claiming that Plum did it with a dagger in the kitchen. I cannot change the room. The room has to be where I landed. Now it's going to go around the board to all the other players. And if somebody can dispute it, as in somebody has information, they have to show me. So it's going to go to Mustard first. If he doesn't have any of these 3, then it's going to go to Scarlet. And then if she doesn't have any of these 3, then it just stops. So we already know I have Plum, so it's either going to be Dagger or Kitchen is going to be shown. And Mustard has the Dagger. So the online game is actually pretty intuitive. It'll mark off X's and check marks as things are shown to you as you play, but there's some tricks as well, and we'll get into that as other people are going to play. Now at the end of your turn you can make a final accusation, but it's a one-time event. You can't do it more than once, so we'll wait until we actually know more information. Okay, Mustard's going to roll a 9, so he can go anywhere as well, but he's going to go to the lounge. We do not have the lounge. So this will be good information. We don't have Peacock, and we do have the wrench, though. Okay, so Peacock, wrench, lounge, and Scarlet showed a card. So she showed either the Peacock or the lounge, because we currently have the wrench. So she definitely didn't show that one. So we're going to mark this with a 1. Or both of those with a 1. So that means she has to have one or the other. So if later in the game we find out she doesn't have, let's say, Peacock, like we know for a fact she doesn't have it, then she has to have the lounge. And that's how we figure that out. Okay, Scarlet's turn. Okay, with a 4, you're very, very limited to where you can go. So she just went to the ballroom. We don't have the ballroom, though. So, nope. She picked nothing that we had, but she picked something that Mustard had. So we're going to mark that Mustard had one of these 3 items. Okay, and then the next card that they show is going to become a 2. And then the next card they show is going to become a 3, and so on and so forth. If you look at the very top here, where Mustard has one lit up circle and nothing else is lit up, that means that we know one of the 6 cards, and we know that he has a dagger. So in this case, we can go to the study, the dining room, or the ballroom. We have the dining room, so I'm going to go to the study. That way we can also work on some rooms down there. Let's see. Since we don't, we're going to say that it's me again. And then we're gonna go down the line. So lead pipe this time. I don't want to actually ask for rope. The reason being is because Mustard may actually have the rope, and if you think that they have it, kind of skip on that, because you may figure it out later if they have it or not. Okay, Mustard is showing us that he has the study. Okay, that doesn't disprove anything else, so we're going to just continue. Okay, they went to the dining room. We have the dining room, so if it doesn't go to Scarlet... Okay, Scarlet does show something. Then we would have to show something. So Scarlet has Orchid or the Revolver as their second card. Now remember, they have 6 cards, so this could take a while before we figure anything else out. However, the 3-person game goes a lot quicker than a 6-person game. Also, a side note to mention, if you get called, so Orchid is not playing, but if you get called to the room, you actually move to that room, and you start in that room on your next turn. So in this case, Scarlet's asking for Orchid, rope, or a billiard room. We have the billiard room, so we have to show it. Normally, if I'm playing this game on an actual piece of paper, I would mark that I have shown Scarlet the billiard room, but this doesn't allow you to do that, and it's not that big of a deal on a 3-person game. On a 6-person game, if I play, I will usually have a scratch pad that I will notate it. Okay, it's back to being my turn. Ooh, an 11, that's a good roll. Okay, we can pretty much go anywhere. Let's go to the other corner. The lounge. Okay, the lounge was actually... that may not have been the best move, but that's okay. So Scarlet may have the lounge. So let's go back to... Let's do a person this time. Let's do Mustard did it with a lead pipe. Ooh. Okay, so she probably has lounge. Oh, she has Mustard. Okay, so that doesn't mean that she doesn't have lounge, because she may have it as a separate card. So we're not Xing that off or anything, but that did help out, because we now know that lead pipe is still in play. So this is going to be a question mark. Okay, we're going to end turn. Hey, Mustard is going to the conservatory. I did bring him to the lounge, so he apparently didn't want to stay in the lounge. You actually can stay in that room, too, if you get called to another room. Wow, he really keeps thinking it's Orchid. So, either one of two things. Either it is Orchid, or Mustard has Orchid and is trying to figure out other things. So in this case, I'm not sure if I'm going to mark this because, yeah, I'm not going to mark it. If there was another 2 down here, I would, but we know for a fact that Scarlet has Orchid or the revolver at the same time. So there's no point in marking that she may have the conservatory because she may have just shown one of those 2. So unfortunately, we didn't learn anything out of that one. Okay, Scarlet is going to the library. We don't have the library. We have Plum, though, so we are going to show a card. In fact, we have Plum and the wrench. So I try and go from top down. So, for example, I will try and show the character first before I show the weapon, and then I will show the weapon first before I show the room. The room, you want to try and hide the room as much as you can, because the rooms are the hardest to figure out. Okay, let's see where we're going to go. If we don't have a choice to go into one of our rooms, we will probably just do that. Okay, we do have choices here. Let's do the library. And this time we're going to do green. And we're going to say green did it with a revolver. Because this will actually show if it's Orchid or a revolver. Oh, he has a card. So it actually didn't help us at all. Oh, actually... Huh, it did. Okay, so Mustard has the revolver. So that marks off... Whoops. That marks off this as an X. So that means that we can eliminate the 2 out of there. And the only remaining 2 left is Orchid, which means that she has to have Orchid. Which also eliminated this 1, but we still don't know on this part. So that was actually a pretty good turn. Anything else that we learned from it? I don't think so. Okay, moving on. Okay, we almost know who it is. And we almost know who did it with. Who did it with? Who? Alright, we have a wrench or a billiard room. I'm going to show the wrench. Okay, so we also figured out that... So, Scarlet did not have Peacock, which means that she has to have the lounge. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Slowly but surely. 3 games are a little, I don't know. 3 games are quicker, or 3-player games are quicker. I got called to a room. But they're a little tougher in trying to figure out who has what. Okay, I got called to a room, but then I had to show my card. Did I already show Plum? Oh no, I think I showed Plum to Mustard. Okay, so I think they're getting close to figuring out who it is. Do I want to stay where I'm at? I don't think so. No, I do not want to stay, because if I stay where I'm at, then Mustard's going to just show me the study, so I want to go to the kitchen. Still didn't figure out anything in the kitchen. So, let's see here. Let's go with Plum. Actually, I'm going to do Scarlet. I'm going to say Scarlet did it with a candlestick. And the reason being is because I really want to figure out if it's in the kitchen or not. Actually, you know what? No. I'm going to do lead pipe. Okay, so apparently he has the kitchen. So it didn't matter what I picked. Alright, moving on. Okay, so Mustard only has 2 more cards. So if we figure out, like, we know what one of those cards are. So if Scarlet asks for something and it skips me and goes to Mustard and it's not a rope. it's not a rope or a ballroom, then we know that it's a second card. Okay, so in this case, Mustard asked for green, rope, and library, and we don't have any numbers, so we're going to mark all of these with a 1. I think he might have rope. And Scarlet stayed in the kitchen and then called me to the kitchen. I think I was already in the kitchen. I know I showed you Plum. I know I showed it to you. I almost thought about upping the difficulty to hard for the AI, but I actually wanted to show a game instead of just get annihilated. Where do I want to go? Well, actually, I want to go to the ballroom. I don't really have a choice. I have to go to the ballroom. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to actually try and figure this out. So I'm going to go with Peacock with a lead pipe in the ballroom. And Mustard is probably going to show me ballroom, but let's just see. Well, he's going to show me something. Oh, he showed me Peacock. Ah, that actually helped. Okay, so now we know that his last card is a rope or a ballroom, so we can actually mark every other one of these with an X. And actually, we know it's green now because all of these have been covered. So then we know that this one is an X. But we don't know if she has a rope or a library yet. So I think it's going to be a green with a lead pipe somewhere. We're very, very, very close. So, don't know just yet, though. Probably 1 or 2 more turns and we will know. Okay, I have the billiard room, so... Okay, so the green, and then revolver, and then I didn't learn anything. Darn it, guys. Come on. Give me something. Dining room. I have the dining room. Okay, so I'm going to learn nothing on this turn either. Doesn't matter what she asks for, I'm going to show her dining room. Oh, Scarlet. Yeah, I'll show that. That's fine. Okay. I really want to get to... Okay, so I either go to the kitchen or the billiard room. Apparently I'm going to go to the billiard room. So this is where now I can figure out what the weapon is. So I'm going to say... I'm going to actually say it's a rope. So I'm going to say that I did it with a rope in the billiard room. So the only thing that's out there is a rope. So if I get shown by either one or the other, I will figure out a lot of things now. Okay, so that's good. So this is no longer an X, which means that he has to have ballroom. This is a check mark. So we've confirmed that out of these two, she definitely has the rope, which means that this actually gets eliminated. It doesn't mean that she doesn't have it, because she could also have it, especially since there's 2 more cards that she has. So we definitely now know that it is a lead pipe. So green lead pipe, and we've got 1 more turn. So hopefully we can get to the conservatory or the hall or the library. Hopefully somebody gets there. Hey, there's the library. Alright, hopefully he just doesn't... Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Well, he figured it out. It's the library. Yep. Colonel Mustard is going to make an accusation, so I lost this round. He just got lucky by going into the library. Well, darn it. Alright, well, it's not foolproof every time, so, you know, whatever. But anyway, thanks for joining me. This is how I play Clue, so that way when I play it with friends or if I play it on a Let's Play, then you all don't, I don't explain this every single time. So I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for hanging out with me. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video. Thank you so much.